This is the secret trust of the 1% and how everybody should benefit from this. What do I mean? How can we protect assets for the future, for future generations? What can we do to provide protections against future taxes, protections against future divorces, protections against future lawsuits? Mike, how can we protect assets for the next generation?
Simple. Our advice, don't leave a penny to your kids. Don't leave them anything. Problem solved.
Okay. As the next generation, speaking of multi-generational planning, I don't know that I like that idea. Wait, so you're saying to protect assets, don't leave anything to your kids?
Yeah, is there an alternative?
There actually is. So I'm glad you asked, Mike. So let's talk about this. As Mike said, exactly the way you protect assets for future generations, don't leave a penny to your kids. That doesn't mean you're not leaving anything for their benefit, though. So it's how can you take your planning, how can you supercharge your planning? And this is a tool that we recommend for virtually all of our clients when they have kids and especially when they have grandkids. Mike authored an article in Bottom Line Personal Magazine about this. It's an amazing national magazine, so it's not just us saying this. He published this. It was vetted by multiple parties. We're not the first to talk about this. You can find that article, by the way, on our website or Bottom Line Personal Magazine. Go to their website. And what are we talking about? We're talking about instead of leaving anything to your kids, you create dynasty trusts for them. And when you hear the term dynasty trust, you might have an image of like, that's not me. Because when I first heard these terms, I was like, well, dynasty trust, I picture like dynastic wealth, like, well, now the Musk family or the Zuckerberg family or the DuPont family or one of these multi-generational billionaire families. And I pictured this, right? A dynasty trust. If you don't have a mansion like that, you don't need it. Although we always point out that a mansion like this in Ohio is probably costs less than a tiny house in Los Altos or in Silicon Valley. So anyway, the point being, these are not just for ultra high net worth families. We really recommend them for the vast majority of our clients. And again, this means if let's say you have two kids, son and daughter, you're not leaving anything to your son and daughter. You're creating a family you have your living trust. Your living trust says when I'm gone, I am not leaving anything to my kids. I'm leaving money to a separate family protection trust for my son and a separate family protection trust for my daughter. They should be set up ahead of time. They should not be something that come into existence when you pass away, because there's many uses for them while you're living. Why would we do this? Divorce. It's a massive problem. It continues to be a problem. Every other week I meet with someone who's been through a rough divorce and they're updating their estate plan. If your child divorces and you leave money to them directly, if they commingle it, it could be lost. A large portion of it could be lost in a divorce settlement. If you leave it in one of these trusts and they manage it the right way, there should be a high level of protection for what you worked for from a divorce settlement. So all that you worked for during your life should be protected from your child's ex. Whereas if they inherit directly, it can be commingled and lost. If your child is sued, we live in an insanely litigious society. I think there's a lawsuit filed every second. So many of them are frivolous. They're just money grabs. Either way, if you leave money directly to your child, that money is absolutely exposed. If it's in a family protection trust, nothing is 100%. There's nothing you can do. Maybe there's steps going offshore, things like that. But you're creating a deterrent. You're making it harder for people suing your child to get to that money because, again, it's not theirs. It's in a trust. So you're creating a barrier and a deterrent. And it's a lot better than them inheriting it directly. 3, this is huge. And even if you don't consider yourself high net worth, look to the future. If you leave money directly to your child, whatever they inherit, plus everything that they and their spouse earns during their life is exposed to estate taxes when they pass away and when these assets go to current or future grandkids. So, money hopefully grows over time. Even if you leave your kid $500,000 or $1 million, hopefully that will grow. It'll double, triple, quadruple. We have no idea what estate taxes will be like in 10, 20, 30 years. 40-50% of that could be lost before it goes to the grandkids. If it's in one of these trusts under current law, all or most of it is protected from estate taxes when your kids pass away, which again, even if you consider yourself just middle class or upper middle class, could potentially save millions of dollars for your grandkids. And it lasts for 2 generations, even for your great grandkids. So it's really, really powerful. And you might think, well, this all sounds really cool, but I don't want to tie my kids' hands. I don't want them to have to deal with tons of complexity. Well, if you are okay with it, your child can be their own trustee. It doesn't always make sense, but they can essentially get the benefit of the trust and be in charge of it. And maybe you put age restrictions. Maybe if your kid's young, you say, I don't want you touching this trust till you're 35 or 40. Someone else is going to be in charge of it until then. But the bottom line is these trusts last for about 100 years in California. Nothing is perfect from an asset protection standpoint, but these are a lot more powerful than just leaving assets directly to your kids. and they last for 2 to 3 generations. They even protect your grandkids from divorce. The assets you leave them anyway, that flow to your grandkids. That alone is the reason why a lot of our clients are like, I just want to protect. I don't know what my grandkids are going to marry. I don't trust it. I want to put some protections for what I work so hard for. So not just for the ultra wealthy. Talk to us if you want to set up. Our version, by the way, are family protection trusts. The majority of our clients add them. Talk to us if you want to add this. This is one of the most, I think, powerful return on investment tools that we can add to your plan. They're not super expensive to set up, and they are just so powerful. So wonderful tools.